We are ready to go for session 12, where I'm pretty sure at least one of us is going to die. Probably me. I've just been possessed. Lord, does everyone know? Uh, as always, we have our Dungeon Master, Beta Annihilator. Tolnock playing Damien Krieger, the enigmatic elf that we don't even know his real name. Prince Wanderer playing Randall Wilder. Myself playing Caspar Zerkov, or the former person known as Caspar Zerkov. And Stephen Oakenwood, played by Feedmoon, who's going to give us a quick recap that he didn't even know he was going to have to do.
Sadly, I have to do it every week. It's just expected now. So last time, I believe we started off at the base of the mountain as we began to climb it. Climbing the mountain initially was fine. We didn't have any major issues. That was until the whispers in the fog began to get to people. People started getting visions of their worst fears, their worst nightmares, and affected different people differently, of course. But it started waylaying us, making us have to leave certain people behind and making tough choices along the way. As we climbed the mountain, this continued to happen time and time again until pretty much everyone was affected, except for Randall Wilder. Protected by his divine god as we climbed the mountain. As we made our way up, a number of things happened to each group. Casper's group, who got separated from the rest of us, and they ended up losing most of their people on the journey up. Some of them fell down through the crevasse, some of them simply disappeared into the fog, never to be seen again. Our group had a similar situation with people curling up into balls, not being able to move forward. We had to leave some knights behind on plateaus as we climbed up the mountain. And as our characters became more and more affected by this fearful fog, we began to make great haste towards the top of the mountain. And in doing so, Sir Stephen and Damien made a mistake. They left a single knight behind to make sure the rest could follow and climb up, and it appears he cut the rope, causing three of our other knights to fall, or two of our other knights to fall, to their demise, and it waylaid Randall, Rachel, and the squire that he has with him, from climbing the rest of the way.
He allegedly cut the rope. You don't know this.
Allegedly. And then we eventually climbed.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Of course. Then, as we all ascended to the top of the mountain, we came across this cave, glowing with a purplish energy. Heading inside, Casper's group got here just about the same time Sir Stephen and Damien did. They headed inside and found a body of Saint Ethelred frozen on the ground. A sword stabbed straight through his chest. His own sword still clutched into his frozen hand, and two large metal doors barred our way getting any further. As the group investigated different parts of the room, the doors and the body included, Casper decided to, in his wisdom, walk up and take hold of this dark sword that had been stabbed through the body of a saint. And his eyes began to glow purple. And he became possessed. That's where we left off last time.
Allegedly possessed.
Allegedly. We'll find out now if he was really possessed or not.
Yes. Before we start, I'd just like to apologise for my face. My hay fever is kicking off. Sorry for anyone who's offended by it.
He lost a fight with the plant.
Yeah, that grass really gets me.
I mean, I am always offended by your face, Ollie. Just
What?
so don't worry about apologising for it.
Thank
you
you. Just thank you for your understanding.
All right, you guys ready?
Maybe.
Bo.
Glad to hear it. Good. All right. Let's, I guess, kick off with Casper. You find yourself, your real self, shall I say, stood on the deck of a ship.
Arr.
The ship is rocking, and there is fighting all around you. It appears your ship is being boarded by
Oh,
what
Disney
appears to be
cruise.
like pirates. And you see your men, your comrades, that you remember their names, each and every single one of them. You fought alongside them countless times, and the Marines of the Cascadian army.
Maybe.
And you are in the midst of a on top of the deck battle.
Well, I've got to go fight my corner, don't I? I just run. Start like, who's attacking?
It appears to be pirates,
Fucking pirates.
and they are attacking you. They are trying to board you.
Well, I've got to repel the boarders. I'll be like, anyone who's flying through the air, I'll be smashing them with. It would be my smaller, old Warhammer, wouldn't it? Or do I have my current
It
Warhammer?
would be. Yeah, you're in the gear that you always remember fondly wearing, that you always put on, and it's almost, yeah, this is real to you almost.
Yeah, I'd have. It's less of a Warhammer and more of an actual practical hammer in my left hand, and it'll be a small kind of a smaller short sword, scimitar sort of weapon to. Yeah, I guess I'll start schwacking people.
Start wading in. One thing you notice as you begin wading through is that the enemies that you begin wading your way through with sword and hammer, smashing skulls and slicing throats, they've all got this almost like rictus grin on their face, and these deep, dark, glowing purple eyes.
What are you? Get off my ship! It's a spar to kick a couple away.
And you do, and they're just laughing as you do it. And then we're going to snap back to reality, shall I say, as we find ourselves in the arena with Casper, glowing eyes, standing with a smoking sword, as I would like everyone to roll initiative.
They're just going to attack me from the off. I could be a good guy.
So Randall's just run in and yelled, "Stop!" He's seen what's happened and gone, "You fools!"
I'm a good guy.
The worst thing is if we don't. If Casper's not going first, and
I mean, that's a decision you have to make.
That's a decision Squire Tommy has to make from the looks of it. I'm just looking at Squire Tommy like, do it. Do it. I dare you.
It's just gonna, yeah, it's just gonna murder you outright.
I'm just a couple of guys. This is just discriminating against people with more than one person in their head.
Are we leaving roles public or GM for this one?
Attack rolls
on GM.
public. Attack rolls can all be public. If it comes to death saves, then that would have to be private.
Oh.
Is
Um,
Feed? Are you not?
I think we're all going to be on death's
Hmm.
Are you not rolling, Feed?
I did.
Uh,
GM.
you GM'd it.
I did. Well, I am in the turn order.
It's
Right.
invisible.
Yeah,
for us.
I GM'd mine as well, but it wasn't a roll.
Yeah. I hadn't switched off of the GM role.
Yes, berserk.
okay. Bum, bum, bum.
Okay,
Yeah, let's
let's
get-
go.
Yeah, just need to. This is the problem with having so many bloody NPCs here. Got to find all their bloody sheets.
Oh, mate, the monk might be able to exercise me from the off.
Rolls a D100.
I'm gonna. Good old Trevor is gonna be rolled under Josiah's name,
Oh,
just because he's got all the same weapons.
it's Josiah.
Josiah's definitely not with you.
Is Josiah the dead one? No, that
He's
was
Josiah the dead.
No.
soon to be.
No, it's Andre who died. Josiah is
Don't,
the cutthroat, I think.
don't worry, I'll reunite him real soon.
All right. Randall, Hircine. They'll go at the same time anyway. Let's get everyone in the right order. Oh, Randall, you've rolled twice. Or is that the old... Which was your current roll? It was clear when I opened it. Damn it.
I only rolled once, and I rolled it to GM. I got an 8.
You got an 8. So that 18 is not there. 9 there for good old Trev. Alright, I think we are all in the right order. Okay.
What are you gonna do, priest?
Brother Sven is going to hold the hilt of his sword and hold his symbol of Lataran up to you. May Lataran's light fill this cave. Casper, your soul is still in there. You can come out. May Lataran guide you. And he is going to attempt to actually cast a bit of a light upon thee. And I will roll him into let's toggle whisper. Okay. Nothing happens. No light shines from that symbol. And in fact, the darkness seems to creep ever further from Casper's. That almost there's an aura now emanating from him. This dark purple light.
Who brought Rachel? Why did we bring Rachel?
That guy.
Someone has to heal you up when this is over.
I never wanted to
And
kill
you know what?
Rachel.
And I always forget I have poultices, so...
Well, his scene's up apparently, Mac.
Is she by herself?
His scene's back with Rachel.
I think she's going to hold her attack until mine, or any action till mine.
Okay.
She's just going to grab.
Okay. Which brings us to Rachel, who's going to kind of stand dumbfounded behind Hircine. Possibly back up a step behind here scene. And then Squire Tommy, who looks to you, Sir Steve. Are we fighting him, Sir Steve?
He looks at Casper, looks at this aura, sees he's trying to fucking exercise him. He's like, um, possibly, but you stand back, Tommy. Don't you join just yet.
He will nod and only take one step to your side.
Okay.
And I'm not sure who this one is meant to be.
If you
Who rolled
mouse...
a 13 point... Maybe that's from an old one. Or to get rid of it. So, Steve! If we realise someone's missed one, we'll figure it out later. So, Steve.
So when we left off, I had been, like, knelt down to pick up that sword, because I had asked Sven, could I pick it up? And he was like, we'll want it back at the place, at the brothers, and I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. I'll just pick it up for now. So I guess I'd pick up the sword.
Yeah, I mean,
Like the
you already
sword.
had it. You already had it in your hands, so that's fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna stand up with the special sword I don't know anything about in my hand. I'll look at. I'm gonna do a similar thing, except I'm gonna hold up the sword of the saint and try and do that same thing Brother Sven did. And hope that the saint's sword is holy enough for me to use like that.
Okay. What do you say? What do you do?
I almost copied Sven's accent then when I went to say that. I went to repeat what he said. Right. I guess he holds up the sword and he's like, Casper, if you can hear me, let this holy weapon be a beacon to you. Let it light your way out of the darkness. Let it banish this demon. Well, that's what he says.
Okay, roll me a religion check to GM, please.
Oh, okay. Religion user.
Okay. Okay. Casper.
I have initiative 10 as well, don't I, Ben?
You do.
As I see these people praying and fearful in a booming voice, and as the aura starts to like kind of feel around me, the stench of blood starts filling the air, kind of like that rotten irony smell, and you can even taste it in your lips as well. Looking around at all the scared people panicking ridiculously fast. This is a lot faster than you've ever seen Casper ever move. He is going to lunge at... What was this guy's called again? Trevor. Screaming and laughing at the whole time. Trevor, I saw your brother rotting on the battlefield, and now you'll join him. As I just run over incredibly fast, and I do the move and attack action, Ben, for the...
Okay. Roll your attack at advantage, please.
Oh. Do you want it whispered, or...?
No, you can attack full. That's what. It's only certain rolls that I want whispered.
What does that come
as you swing, Casper actually comes through for just a moment. As that light kind of just shines in your eyes as you go to swing at Trevor. The light from the sword that Sir Steve held aloft. And you, the rest of you around, actually hear Casper's voice with a "No!"
I'm still here.
As he forces that blade, almost like you see the muscles fight his own flesh as he makes the sword swing down and hit the ground rather than Trevor.
And on the demon's proper turn, the eyes go purply again, and the stench of rotten flesh fills the air again. His head kind of turns 180 degrees back at Sir Steve. You'll pay for that, runt. You let that whelp back out. And incredibly fast, he is going to sprint over to Nickham. Damien Krieger / Nickham. Almost faster than you can actually understand, he whispers something into your ear. Incredibly fast. It's kind of like your brain processes it, but you can't hear it. I'm going to have to just voice act it. I can't whisper it to you, otherwise it'll be ridiculous for the stream. Anne's River. If you want Amikir back, I can give that to you. Kill the squire. She's yours. And then he darts away incredibly quick. Rages as a bonus action. And swings his sword twice at Sir Steve. Screaming, I want to see him die. So I'm raging. And 1, 2.
The first one will... Actually, both of them will hit. I will use my reaction to try and block that second one, the 18, because I don't think I can block the first one. I get to roll 1d8. Add it to my AC. Yeah, second one will miss.
Ooh.
As he, the first strike cuts into him, but then he brings up the holy blade and slams it right into yours, blocking it.
Ben, would I have the free action, or are you saying no?
To pull out what I think you want to pull out.
Yeah.
You can pull out. You won't be able to use it until the next round.
Okay. I pull out the Book of Evilness in my spare hand.
The Book of Evilness.
It's its technical term.
Looking very shaken. Trevor, he's going to run round and he is going to. I'm not gonna stand for this. And he's going to try and for a 19.
Does a 19 hit? Yes, I think it does. Yes.
7 piercing. As just in the lower bit of your back, side, his spear just goes in.
What a knob. No one asked him to be here.
He was in your group coming up the mountain.
Casper's not here anymore.
And we're going to pass over to Damien.
I think all of the mannerisms and sort of facial expressions that one normally sees on Damien, or just drops as he kind of just looks emotionless and cold for a moment. Could I get a deception from Squire Tommy?
He's definitely not trained in deception, so he rolls 3.
Yeah. Cool. Yep, that's my movement. As sort of just locking on to Squire Tommy, Damien runs forward and just says softly, "Apologies, boy." Ooh, miss! Is it a miss? Please say it's a miss. Yes! I was...
As you run up and just about to drive it, Tommy just kind of that just innocent look of shock and horror makes you hesitate just that little bit. Like you've seen this boy grow in your journeys. You've seen this boy become a man since you've joined the group. And you kind of he actually falls back onto his bum, a look of sheer terror on his face. Like, why?
It's probably weird because again, Damon's face is now just cold and emotionless, but the hand that is holding the dagger is slightly shaking.
Amicus so close.
Yep, that's my turn. Fuck.
Okay. This knight kind of looks straight towards the battle, runs in, and swings his weapon straight towards Trevor. My soul is yours! As he swings straight at Trevor's back. Slashing as Trevor winces in pain. Still standing, but wounded very much so. And his kind of movement takes him out of range of the second swing. He says he turns around to face the knight.
As the knight runs in, I scream at him, "Let the blood free you!"
Randall.
It's not ready for this. Randall was in purely devastated. He's struggling to hold his own head up, seeing what's becoming of Caspar. He's going to turn to Rachel and say, "Keep the squire safe." Look at Caspar and go, "So it comes to this, brother." He's going to get his dust-pierced spear out. "Let the Daren's light free you from its grasp." And he's going to pour the oil on the spear. And then hold it up in the air. And he's going to go here, scene. "Get the book!" And with my bonus action, I'm going to throw a dagger to try to get the book out of his hand.
It's my book.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Roll the attack with the dagger. As your spear actually alights with this radiant glow as the oil spills onto it.
Cool. I'm guessing that's a whole action doing all of that lighting, so it'll just be my...
Yeah.
It'll be my quick toss to get the dagger out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, your dagger goes careening across. It actually like swings by Damien's face.
but I'm gonna scream to Hircine, "Get the book!" And then I'm gonna have Hircine sprint over there and try to restrain the book out of his hand. So like a contested athletics between Hircine. Mainly try to. I'm not going to attack you. I'm sorry. It's only going to be trying to get the book out of his hands.
Keep Heresy
Even
out of
Hircine
this.
loves Casper too much.
Keep her out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to try and get the book. So she's going to go in and try to tackle him for the book.
Did athletics check from Hircine and Casper then?
I'm
Yeah.
raging, so it's advantage. Oh,
Oh.
it's quite low.
Oh.
It's very low for you.
Oh!
Okay, you are currently grappled.
Get that bastard off me.
So he's going to be holding. She's going to be like tentacles wrapped around the book in his hand.
Yep.
And if I can, if it's like continued, she's going to then possibly not this turn, but then try again to remove it.
Okay. Yeah, she can attempt to disarm if he doesn't break out next turn.
Yep. Okay, and that's my action. I'm just going to be like walking towards him, not to get into him, but I'm going to be walking towards him with a spear, going, "You are my brother, Casper. Whatever beast commands you now, set him free.
No.
Let go."
As
Yeah.
As Damien is stood over Squire Tommy, this night, Sir Peter is going to sprint and attempt to spear tackle Damien away from Squire Tommy.
Chaos.
So, athletics check, please.
Acrobatics, Dutch.
Sure.
If you want to see your sister again, you got to dodge this. Oh.
As the two of you go careening to the floor, as he kind of like grabs you, just like he just hits you, like you're standing over Squire Tommy, like, eyes intent, like, as you say, like cold look on your face, not really looking elsewhere, and you just catch it out of the corner of your eye, just too late for you to do anything. You try to twist, but he just like full impact. This is a fully armored knight running full pelt into you. Like this hurts. I'm gonna say you take a straight 4 bludgeoning wounds as he hits you, and you go careening to the ground. He's like, "What are you doing? Leave the boy alone!"
He doesn't respond.
As you yourself are grappled. All right, we've got some grappling contests going on around here. And we're going to snap back to Casper.
I'm on a nice ship now, am I?
No, the vision essentially almost like fades around you, like fuzzes, like really severely. And where you were dead set that this was like you were here, you were living this moment, like this was almost like you didn't have any memories of what was beyond. Like you were back in this time of your life, fighting on the deck of a ship for the Cascadian Empire, and suddenly that fuzzes, and these memories come back to you. Memories of who you are, who you've become, what happened, and you actually see almost like strings on each of the people, or like now they're like just like bits of like mist strings as you look up, and there's this almost like shadowy figure that you can't quite see the features of, almost puppeteering these things around you.
Get down here, you coward! What the hell are you? As I was just like cursing at the sky. Still fighting through these creatures, I'm sure.
No, these creatures have essentially like faded to like mist almost. Like it's completely faded. Like it's almost like you're stood in nothingness with these bits of mist around you and strings attached to it. It's like he's there like a puppeteer, just big grin
Can I like
on his face.
grab the strings, or do I just like hand pass it straight through it?
You can grab the string.
I start climbing.
You start climbing towards it, and then suddenly snaps as you hear the voice just go, "No,
Yes.
not yet." As you find yourself now stood on a floating part of the ship in the ocean, in a very familiar scene, as you watch your loyal comrades, your friends, drowning around you. Sharks in the ocean, preying on those drowning. You're in a very, very familiar scene, and the horror does come back.
Casper falls to his knees and starts screaming.
Okay, we're going to be back. Go on.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
And we are back in the cave with brother Sven, as he is going to again attempt to hold alight the symbol of Lataran, and he will actually grab a vial of holy water as he tries to splash it on you, as he chants in the language of the priests. And again, there's that feeling that Casper is starting to take control again, start to almost hinder what the demon is doing. Hissing.
Is going to try to get the book out.
Okay, another contested athletics check. Oh, it's beatable. Oh, I know, 22.
22.
No, he's in still grappling at the moment, but could not get the book out of Casper's grip.
As a bonus action, because of the Beastmaster stuff, she's going to give aid to whoever else is nearby as a bonus action. I don't know who is close by or helping nearby.
Yeah, you got to choose.
In terms of, probably Sir Steve is the next closest person.
Okay.
Sir Steve, as he's the next closest person, makes most sense. So that'd be a bonus action, is to give aid.
All right. Okay, so is that the help action, yeah?
Help action, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Which brings us to Squire Tommy, who is going to take a step back away from the grappled Damien.
Would I get an opportunity attack from that?
I mean, someone more versed in the rules can tell me if you can when you're grappled.
Yeah, you still can.
Grappled is just speed is 0, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sure.
Pants.
Cool. And because of insightful fighting, if I hit, it's a sneak.
But do keep in mind, if you're prone on the ground at the moment, it would be a disadvantage.
Oh.
Oh, am I
Okay.
prone? Then
Yeah.
I won't get sneak.
A lot of rules here. A lot of rules.
17.
17 does hit, but obviously you don't get sneak, so...
So that's 8 piercing, and he's wounded. Wait, no, that's only on crits. Never mind.
Okay.
No, it's always, yeah.
You manage
So,
to slash across his calf, and you just get a deep wound across the belly of that muscle, stripping through the cloth. as he cries out.
In the south, Anne's River, she's 7.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. So, Steve.
Kind of acquired a new target at the moment because while Casper's hitting me, someone else is hitting someone else. I'd have advantage, you say? Interesting.
You have aid from here seen.
Yeah, but I feel like if I
Yes.
attack who I want to, I won't have aid anymore.
He also is grappled, so...
I'm prone, so
Oh no, yeah, so he's prone, and Casper is just grappled.
Oh, God. Bastard cat.
No, he's gonna stick to the mission. He's not gonna abandon the bigger cause
Bastard
here
cat.
just to save Tommy. Well, Tommy's safe. Tommy's gotten away, and the elf is currently on the ground. So,
Hey, what are you doing?
he will point his sword towards Damien, and he'll say, "If you touch that boy again, Damien, you will only live to regret it." And then he's gonna swing at Casper.
Look at me when you're talking to me.
Yeah, he's just gonna swing for Casper and try and take him down.
Go for it.
Is there what should I roll for this sword? Is it just the same as mine?
It can be. It's the same as yours, except. I'll tell you what, I'll describe it if you hit.
Oh, okay. Should I roll? Yeah, I'll just roll. Oh, sorry, that's to GM.
That's the first one was a
Add it.
17.
And it
Misses.
would be advantage because I help action, right? So I'll just roll the
Okay,
other one.
yeah.
Public.
Well, I think a 27 hits.
Yeah, that hits that one.
That'll do.
That'll do.
That's enough.
As the blade sinks into Casper's flesh,
Ow, my flesh.
the demon will actually cry out in pain
Oh.
as you watch as the peculiar metal combination that is in that blade almost appears like anathema to demons, like it was designed for that singular purpose. As you see his flesh almost like burns, like you cut him on the arm that's holding the blade, where these almost like purpley black tendrils have started to creep up that arm, and you watch as you got cut across that, and it burns. Like, it's weird. The blade isn't on fire or anything, but it seems to burn his flesh.
Oh.
But 10 slashing damage, and there is no reductions there, I'm afraid.
Oh. Okay.
Due to the demonic nature of yourself right now and the blade itself.
Allegedly. This is
Allegedly.
This is just Casper.
Yes. Yeah. This is just Casper. He's gone mad.
Yes.
So that was his
Yep.
first attack.
Yep.
Seeing the nature of the blade and how it's acting towards him, he's just gonna double down and swing again, hoping that this demon will eventually just leave him if it wants to live. 16?
No. And the next one, despite having the giant freaking displacer beast on his arm, He appears very strong and very quick as he leans back, almost like hissing at the blade itself, not wanting to be touched by it again.
Okay. In that case, he's going to action surge. May as well. No point saving this for later. 22.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. And as he swings into you again, the blade cutting in and burning you, he will also reduce your movement by 10 feet with the slasher feat. And you are also marked. Anyone else you try to strike around you, you will have disadvantage on, except for Sir Steve.
That's okay.
I'm gonna regret doing that, but
Yes.
and then he'll swing one more time. 17?
No.
I got one extra.
It's again, you manage to slice this time like across his chest as it burns, but he then again like nimble like a cat that's on his arm. He takes a step back, almost like dodging out of the way. Casper.
Can you make a con
Please
save,
don't kill my cat.
Stephen Oakwood?
Can I do it? Maybe.
Oh,
I can in fucking deed!
oh, that wasn't a half or anything, Ben, was it?
Say again.
That wasn't a half on a success or anything, was it? Ah, it's
No,
my
it wasn't.
turn. Just gonna have to do this the old way. I'm gonna drop the book. Pull out Justice, the hammer.
Oh, you mean half damage?
Half damage. Yeah.
Yeah, no, so that would be so. Steve, you do take 6 points of damage,
Oh, yes.
and yes,
I'll drop.
I thought you meant he had any benefits. Sorry.
Oh no, I drop the book. I pull out Justice, the hammer. That's my free action.
Okay, so here scene drops to the floor with the book in its mouth.
I swing the sword. Both. I get 2 attacks at you, Sir Steve. It's a 13,
That one will miss.
a 12,
That will also miss.
and then you get a hammer attack. Fuck me.
And well, this actually fits in well with what both the blade has been doing, and with what Brother Sven did, as the light is now shining from his symbol of Lataran. As again, you feel Casper just coming through, and it's almost like this like the scene where like the Hulk and Bruce Banner like they're like fighting for control. It's a little bit like that. You see like his face almost like tear slightly as there's this almost dark demonic looking face, and then Casper's trying to come through, and they split for a moment as he swings. Yeah, you see that he is still in there somewhere.
I'm going to action surge. And I'm going to yell to Stephen Oakenwood, go join your home and burn with the rest of them. And I'll swing twice more with the blade. Oh, come on. How am I not... I've got a plus 11.
That that last one will hit.
That's 14.
14. Fuck. Is that all psychic damage, or is the top bit psychic and the bottom bit is just slashing, right?
Top is psychic, bottom slash.
Okay. Okay, I can reduce one of those at least. Like... Okay.
And
That's still a lot of
then
damage.
I will move. Suddenly, I just managed to ping out the way. fly back to the doorway. Yes. Incredibly fast. I'll slip through.
Just he moves so fast, almost like moves like almost slippery like a snake, sort of weaving in and out.
I'm actually
Unable to.
I'm gonna go disappear into the shadows up here. Yes, the shadows.
Okay. And doesn't help that you give off a slight aura now.
The shadows, Ben.
Man is literally glowing and he's trying to hide in the shadow.
I'm the Night Haunter.
Oh. Trevor is kicking ass, taking names, as he stabs Sir Peter with his spear. For my brother. Damien, you are still grappled on the floor.
Bonus action. I'm gonna aim at Trevor, so that'll negate the disadvantage and make it a straight roll. And because of insightful fighting, if I hit, it's sneak. As I'm gonna pull out a dagger and throw it.
Do you have insightful fighting on Trevor?
Oh no, not on Trevor. Sorry, on Tommy.
What?
Oh, okay.
Finish the job, River.
So yep.
So
Dagger
you've got
towards Tom.
bonus action, aim.
Insightful fighting is already active.
You are still prone.
So yeah, it's advantage, disadvantage negates, so just a straight roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then insightful fighting, I don't need advantage. I just need not disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
So does a 16 hit him?
It does.
I'm going to use my last one of these to try and bring up my shield as I'm watching that bastard, because I said if he did it again, I was going to kill him. I'm going to bring up my shield. I'm going to try and block it with my warding maneuver, as I can only do that twice. I'm going to use the last one to protect him. He gets an extra 2 to his AC.
It still beats it, I'm afraid. 16 on 16.
He will take half damage from whatever this does.
Okay. Let's see if that's enough to save him.
I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just a regular dagger.
It's just a
Ah, and
regular...
I rolled 4 ones, so that's 70.
I don't think it's a regular dagger, is it?
No, that one is. Yeah, I threw my. I'm not fucking throwing my dragon tooth. Hell no.
Squire Tommy is very much hurt. He's bleeding from his leg. He falls back again. He's looking very much damaged.
She's in a dungeon.
The Knight Betrayer here is going to attempt to still kill Trevor here, keeping him busy as he swings once, then twice, and hits on the 15 for 7 damage. And both these two are like, Trevor's there like fighting for like the memory of his brother, and I've said this like in previous. He's a man with nothing to lose. So, like he's bleeding, and he's just like, and it just keeps on going. Whereas Sir Peter here, he's not Sir Peter. Obviously, our Knight Betrayer is like almost like a rabid dog at this point. Like his sort of like starts to foam at the mouth, and
He's free.
looking. He is free of his chains. Randall. Hircine has the book.
He's going to tell Hearsay to get the book away from here. So I'll do with Hearsay what I want on her turn.
Yeah.
Has Casper like almost fled away a little bit?
Yeah, you saw him move. He went over here, but
Into the shadows.
you could. He's just lurking. That you can see his like glowing form.
And what? Okay. As he's over there, kind of lurking around. So this guy fighting Trevor, he's just outright betrayed us.
Yes, he's the guy that he's the knight that went up and then like the rope was obviously dislodged and you fell down.
Okay.
So you
Which-
you can now put two and two together here.
Yeah, I know exactly what he did. He cut the fucking rope, and we nearly all died if it wasn't for Rachel's vines.
Yeah.
I'm going to start making my way towards him, and I'm going to do some attacks as I go. But as I go past Brother Sven, I'm going to go, "Good work, brother. We're getting through to Casper. We'll keep it up together. We must help our friends first." And as I'm like, kind of like jogging past him, I'm going to like throw a knife at this betrayer, and thought it was my bonus, and then make 2 attacks at him.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the dagger first, just
Yep.
as I'm like running towards him.
Sadly, that clinks off his armor as he's.
And then I'm going to use my Dusk Piercer. Is there any bonuses to attacks because of the Radiant, or is it some sort of damage only?
Yeah, it's plus 1d6 radiant damage.
Okay, but normal roll to attacks the same.
Yeah, normal roll to attacks.
Cool. So 2 attacks on him.
Yep. Hits.
And I'll just roll a 1d6 separately because I haven't added it on.
That's cool. As I mean, yeah, that first one is it. Yeah, all together, you just like almost spin it around, slash him around the face, and then just get it straight into his neck. Have you ever seen Troy? It's like when Achilles runs up to that massive guy and just straight, but this time with a spear rather than a short sword.
As he falls to his knees, I'm just going to kick him over and go, "Traitor."
Okay.
And I'm going to turn to the other men. "Together, we can free our brother." And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to go back to Brother Sven.
Okay. Do you want to move your token? Where are you going to be?
Just to the
How
side.
much movement have you got? Because you'd have 35 to get to.
I've got 45, mate.
So yeah, you'd better get to there.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll move myself.
And where did you tell her Hearsing to go?
I'm going to stand in front of Hearsing and tell Hearsing what to do. I'm going to get her to use the hide action, mate. I'm telling her to get the book and go.
She's going to have to move out of this cave to hide.
She's a sneaky cat.
Sir Peter is he's going to go to essentially hit our good friend Damien. Not hit him. He's got him kind of grappled. He's laying on top of him. He's just going to headbutt him with his helmeted head. Leave the boy alone. Rolled a 10, and he got 2 attacks. So 22.
That'll hit.
For a 1d4 plus 4. Not much damage, but 7 damage as he just reels his head back and cracks it down square on your nose. Bit of blood spurts out.
Tough times ahead. It would be really unhelpful if the demon started yelling, "You've got to be strong to save her, and remember."
Okay, and we're going to snap back to our drowning Casper, who is on the pallets, seeing his friends drowned, clinging desperately to this bit of driftwood.
He's going to make a different decision that he made in his life. He's going to jump in and try and save them now.
Okay.
He's changed.
Has he now?
He's a changed man.
Alright, as you dive in, you kind of like find yourself again like it's weird, like you dive in face in, but then the water then is no longer there. As you find yourself kind of stood, and where the puppeteer was very large before, you find yourself more in equal size to it. It's still rather large, like if you're a medium-sized creature, it was gigantic, it's now huge, say. It's still towering over you, but what was this almost unfathomably large creature before you is now slightly smaller, it's slightly more there. And it kind of, you watch as its grin kind of fades, as it narrows its eyes at you. You can't quite make out its features apart from these almost like twisted face, the sharp teeth in this wide grin, and the deep purple eyes. You see almost like scraggly like horns coming out, and a dark mane of black hair, but everything else is just in darkness and shadow.
Come down and face me like a man, you coward.
You'll have to do better than that.
Are there still the strings hanging down?
No, there's no strings this time. As he reaches his hand forwards towards you, as his hand just engulfs. Roll me a strength check.
I'm not raging in this world, am I?
You're not, no. Athletics check.
You need to go into rage, mate.
My rage transcends reality.
Okay, you manage to like hold it up, and then it just crushes you, and you find yourself. Let me just check what was next on my list, because I had a load of these lined up.
List.
Yep.
Random get here seem to read from the book.
Is that gonna help?
Or if she could just read out some like crib notes for me to use for my summoning.
No,
that doesn't translate like that.
You, Casper, you find yourself back at the Second Son's monastery. All the gypsies, their caravans, their tents, they're burning. The monastery itself is burning. There's bodies on the floor. And you find yourself despairing as you see ahead of you that Bishop Robert and his other monks, amongst others, a couple of the gypsies are still standing. They are surrounded by these grotesque-looking beings. Lady Elwyn stood above them, giving orders out, directing them.
Where am I in relation? Are they like equidistant? Like I can choose to go with the survivors or go to Lady Elwyn, or
Yes.
I'm gonna go to the survivors and take as many bastards as I can with me.
Okay. As you do so, we're going to snake back to the battle. As Bishop Robert is going to...
Robert?
No, not Bishop Robert.
What's he
Brother
doing
Sven.
here?
And I was he would really help the battle.
Yeah. Comes out of a warp gate. With a P90.
Freaking minigun, why not?
Yeah. An Apache
As-
gunship.
He is going to hold his glowing symbol aloft. As he tries to walk towards the shadows, the light fights it, but not as much as it was. The shadow begins to push it back. Hircine, what is Hircine doing? I will say she cannot just hide where she is.
She can climb in the dead body. Bear Grylls style.
Hircine is going to make her way back to Rachel and the other squire, and kind of like gesture like and like wanting to leave, but not fully wanting to leave, but would want to go to the mouth of the cave with Rachel and the squire.
Rachel kind of shakes her head like, we can't leave. Not if we're needed. As she kind of stands firm
Okay,
here.
well, if they're not going to follow, Hircine's going to go. Hircine's going to stand between them and the mouth to the cave then, so almost like on the precipice, that if Hircine's going to go, Hircine's going to go. So it's going to be behind the squire and Rachel.
Okay, so there. Okay. Yeah, I mean the squire's behind Rachel, like absolutely like shitting himself back. Right.
That's fine.
Yeah, Rachel.
As long as he makes it.
Rachel holds her ground. Squire Tommy actually begins like crawling across the floor. His leg way too hurt. He can only get that far as he's crawling along. Sir Steve. Scott, close my door.
I
feel so sorry for Squire.
I have 3 things I can do here.
Yeah.
I can go for that fucking elf. I can't make it to Casper. I'd have to sprint to even try to make it to him. And I've seen how fast he is.
I'm out of reach, just like your dead family.
The elf is a danger, though. I need to... no. You can't reach Casper. The elf is on the ground. He's gonna run to help Tommy.
Oh, Cascadian fried oakwood.
He's gonna grab Tommy. Would it be... Oh, I suppose it would be an action to grab him, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Can I grab him and continue moving him forward, away, and use the last of my movement to continue
Yeah, what's your remaining movement?
10 feet?
Okay, so you'd only be able to move him an extra 5 because obviously dragging something half your movement.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep myself between Damien and Tommy.
Okay, you essentially provide cover for him.
Yeah.
Okay, that all?
He will... Oh, no, he's going to kill the elf whether or not whatever happens here now. But he's going to continue... he's going to just look to Tommy and be like, stay behind me, and whatever you do, try to move out of the way of whatever comes your way. I'll try my best to protect you.
You see there's like tears in his eyes as he looks up to you. Yes, sir. Clutching his leg.
Okay. That's his turn. There's nothing else I can do.
Okay, which brings us to Casper on.
Legendary time. Ben, I have a fear aura now. How does that work?
So that goes out to 15 feet.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of you.
Well, on my legendary turn, I am going to rip and tear through here, and let's just get Trevor out of the game, shall we? Let's send him back to his brother. I've had it up to here with this Trevor.
That hits. Oh, you just watch as Casper from the shadows just blade just decapitates Trevor in one fell.
His face is all distorted now, like kind of gone demonic almost. And there's a darkness that like lingers, and the smell is now like putrid.
His head, Trevor barely had time to react. His face still just like looking down at the betraying knight that Randall just slayed.
And then on the demon's proper turn, I will use my turn to bonus action to second wind.
Yep.
So what's that? 1 plus 9. That's a nice return. And then I've got to give. As you're being pinned to the ground and headbutted, Damien, suddenly this dark shadow flies above you, screaming, "You're our only hope. You have to get up and kill the squire." As I charge at the knight holding him down and smash at him with my attacks.
Well, yes, they will hit. For 19 and a full-on crit as, like, Damien, you are essentially bathed in blood here. Like, where I mean, you've been in war, you've seen people murdered, you've murdered people yourself. However, you've never seen someone butchered in quite this way. You've never seen someone torn, like, almost like this is the equivalent of someone being horse-drawn and quartered in, like, you know, in 2 slashes. He has quartered this man, and yeah, blood is everywhere over you. When you kind of get a chance to look down on yourself, you are coated in this man's blood.
Is he alive?
The knight?
Yeah.
I mean, the death probably hasn't reached his brain quite yet, as his mouth is kind of like, as he's like, you actually watch as his head just turns slightly in shock before the light fades from his eyes.
I'm just leering over you now, River. Get up, River. They're getting away. That's the turn. I don't have any movement left, do I? Oh, I do. I do have movement left. I've got 30 feet left. I'll charge. I'm going to charge just out of... No. Where was I? I was there? 30 feet. What was my aura of evilness?
15 foot.
Ooh. I can go just there and eat scary And I'm just out of reach, Stephen. You have to make a choice. Come on, Stephen. Make a choice. How does my aura work, Ben?
So, on their turns, they will have to make the save. Okay, Damien, you can obviously stand up for half your movement.
Stand up for half my movement, and then can move over here. Gonna pull up my bow and aim.
Oh.
Oh no, you can't pause at that.
No, you can't freeze at this point.
Who does he aim at?
Oh,
You froze.
Oh,
And I aim.
yeah, I'm gonna stand up, walk back, and then pull out the bow to aim at Tommy.
Okay, he is prone.
Oh, okay.
You can make the shot.
It's actually a benefit to him right now.
Yeah, it's a benefit. Shit. Okay.
He is prone, and he does have somewhat half cover from Sir Steve
Yeah.
stood in.
Take the shot.
I didn't realize he was prone. Then I probably wouldn't have done it.
Gave him a deep gash in his leg. He can't walk.
Right. Yeah. Hang on. I'm gonna change that. I'll stand up. And let's just.
You only have half your movement.
Yeah, but I'm a rogue, so bonus action dash.
You said that with tears in your eyes, Stephen.
I have 35 movement normally.
Finish him.
Don't you hate it when a demon infests your group?
It's trying to figure out the way to get around without getting in range of. Yeah, that'll be enough.
Sophie, what's your best memory of Tommy?
The ones that are going to happen in the future, because he ain't dying here.
I can see the future and the past. It all happens at the same time for me.
As I guess since we're using his real name, Anserva stands up and rushes past Casper, and then sort of dips around to behind Tommy, and he is prone, so I get advantage. And Dragon Tooth Dagger, though my hand is still sort of shaking. There's still that little bit of hesitancy, and I sort of glance to Sir Steve before looking down at Tommy. Sorry, life for a life. A strike down. 28.
No, I think it's obvious that hits.
For 28 damage.
It's not going to be enough. I don't think it matters, but Sir Steve's going to use his reaction anyway, because he'd try. He'd block 11 of it, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Still 17. As Damien just stabs straight through his chest and into his heart. You watch the blood spill out of Squire Tommy's mouth. as he looks to you, Sir Steve. I'm sorry.
And with the blade still in his chest, Antaras slowly just looks to Casper.
Casper just laughs and shouts in his demonic voice. There's one more you must slay to save the woman. And points at Sir Steve. There's no use knowing where she is if he slits your throat the moment your back is turned.
Withdraw the blade, slowly stands. Hand still shaking. Looks to Sir Steve. And that's my turn.
Shit. Randall, are you actually going to do something?
I'm gonna let that play out because that seems to be their problem. I'm gonna turn to Brother Sven and go, with me, we have to release Casper from this beast. I'll weaken the body, you free the soul. And I'm gonna run over to Casper, and as I'm running, I'm gonna throw a hand axe at him, and then I'm gonna attack him.
Okay, I was going to say you're about to get the award for MUP, most useless player, this session. But
I didn't want to get into Casper, but there's too much carnage at this point now.
yeah, roll your attacks.
So first, there's going to be a hand axe just come through the air to him.
Okay, 18.
Does it hit?
Yes.
And then I'm going to get all up in his face. Oh, I'm still on the arrow.
I'm feeling pretty healthy.
And I'm going to Dusk Piercer him twice.
That hits, and that hits. Oh my guts.
And again, I'm going to scream to Brother Robert to come aid me.
That's quite good.
Yeah. And as I'm doing it, I'm sorry, brother! Fight,
Okay.
Casper, fight! Free yourself!
As
And that's my turn.
Okay, as that happens, back at this horrific site at the monastery, you actually see, like, your vision kind of like, as you run towards and begin helping the survivors, they begin disappearing one by one as you actually hear in your head Randall's voice saying, you hear him calling out what he was just calling to you.
I look at the survivors. We can't stay here. They'll butcher us like dogs. We have to push out and get that bitch. But we need to do it together. Come on. I start
Fight,
trying to
Casper,
leading
fight.
a charge up to Lady Elwyn with the survivors.
As a hand actually grabs your shoulder as you look back, and it is Bishop Robert. But he doesn't speak with Bishop Robert's voice. He actually speaks with Randall's voice. Not that one. As he steers you and you turn around and everything fades again, and there is that figure. And again, like that, almost like that memory split. You're like, this has never happened. This attack on the monastery, there was never like this. There was none of these grotesque monsters. There was, Lady Elwyn wasn't there. As the creature kind of frowns. You weren't supposed to do that.
I don't care what you think. Just come down here and talk to me like a man.
I don't think I will.
Fine, stay up there. I'm just going to go this way. I'm just going to turn around and walk away from him.
Okay. Would like you to do is I'm just thinking what role this would be. All right sort of decisions here. Roll me a D20 plus 5 at advantage. So
I'm glad it's advantage. At 19.
hey. In the cave, and in your own mind even, Caspar, this darkness fades, you like turn away from the creature, almost ignoring it. That blackness fades. And you actually like feel yourself in your own mind and in like almost like a cage of your own mind. You can see out of your eyes, but you cannot act.
Oh no.
You feel trapped. Like you can see yourself now doing what the demon has just done. Butchering those people. Whispering these dark things. But you feel almost like you can picture yourself almost like a younger version of you, almost like a child trapped in a cage in your own mind.
I'm just gonna start raging in my mind.
Okay, you rage in your mind.
I'm trying to smash the cage.
Roll me an athletics check.
Big meaty hands.
Yes, the big meaty hands.
Big meaty mental hands.
Okay. At top of the round. Brother Sven. You don't want to do this, Caspar. You are stronger than it. Fight it. You can do this. By Lataran's light and Ruana's life, you can do this. As he will make. And his medallion shines the brightest it has since the start of this entire ordeal. And everyone around, actually, you have to kind of shy away. Shield your eyes somewhat as it's almost blinding, this light. I'm guessing Hircine and Rachel, they don't do much. No? Okay. So, just so because Squire Tommy, sadly, is got. So, Steve.
Fear.
Roll me a wisdom save first. As the dreadful visage of Caspar. Nice.
He is far too angry to fall to any type of fearful magic.
You are untethered, and your rage knows no bounds.
Just gonna bonus action, second wind, as he takes a deep breath after seeing what just happened in front of him. Let's roll one. I think I have this set up in my sheet actually. No, I don't. That's computers. Plus, what level fighter am I? 10. It's gonna heal 16 HP. So that's. Okay. He's looking pretty fresh. And then he's going to allow this. I can't do it because my mic won't pick it up. But he's going to allow this primal roar of anger, frustration, and betrayal. He's going to move over to cut off this bastard's escape in case he tries to run away. And he's not going to say. Nothing intelligible comes out of his mouth as he swings his blade twice towards Damien.
It hits.
As he slashes into you, you will be marked, and your movement is cut down by 10 feet. It's gonna go for a second one.
That hits. Oh, uncanny dodge that.
Probably for the best. And that's his turn.
Hey.
On legendary action time, Casper is going to look at Randall, looking furious, looking even more demonic as possible. Casper's in here. He knows what he's doing. Now give me back my book. As I swing at him using the legendary action to. I'm gonna do. Can you make a con save, Randall? Oh, that doesn't. That psychic's not on that. It's just 4. It's a fail, isn't it?
Yes, fail.
So I gain.
What is it?
You lose.
Form of attack.
You feel as he would basically reach out and like grab your throat as you feel like the life almost drain from you into him.
And then on my actual turn, I will swing twice with the blade at Randall.
Casper, I would like a athletics check at advantage again from you. From you.
I'm raging in my mind and my body.
To the GM, please.
Ah.
As I mean, I think OJ, you think you know what probably happens here. In your mind, at least, I'm sure you can probably picture it.
Yes.
As that blade swings directly for your neck, Randall, faster than you can probably parry.
Randall's got his arms out wide.
As the blade stops. just
You
shy.
may mean me ill will, but I know Casper, my brother, will never harm me. As he just screams in the demon's face.
As the blade stops, literally, like, it's slightly digging into your flesh, but the blade stops. As you actually see that Casper's eyes are no longer that glowing purple. They are his own. That sort of visage begins to fade. The blade itself is still dark and wispy and smoky, and those tendrils that have come from the blade are still there, and they actually look to be still leeching up his arm. And there is still a grimace on Casper's face, as Casper, you still feel the effects of the blade, the effects of the demon who is still there in your mind, but you have fought him off, mayhaps temporarily.
I push.
And as we discussed before this session, you know what you will be feeling at this point.
Yes. I push Randall away, like, throw him away, and I scream at him, like, kind of like controlling trying to get my body back together. You need to get the Saint. He's the only one that can stop me. I'll kill everyone. Just get away. And I guess that would be my turn, because I don't want to attack them on my round.
Okay.
I spend a turn
Damien.
fighting myself.
Yeah. Successfully, mind you.
Wrestling my mind.
Damien. You do see this happening.
Just gonna make a roll because I'm kind of stuck between two thoughts. Yeah, I think we'll sort of look to sort of as Steve sort of moved around behind him, he'll just slowly turn to face him, and Steve can see now that Damien's like sort of shaking and is actually crying. So still has that like cold, emotionless face, but just with tears. Sort of looking to the blood on him, the blade in his hand that has Tommy's blood on it. And we'll say in Elvish, I'm sorry, Stephen. Could not lose my sister again. And he'll drop his dagger and close his eyes and just wait. And that's my turn.
Randall.
Hearing what Casper said about the Saint, but also still very concerned about his state, he's going to yell to Sir Steve and Damien, whatever quarrel you're in, pull yourself together. Get yourself to the Saint. It may be our only hope. I'll hold him off. And I'm going to continue fighting Casper. I'm really going to direct all my attacks towards his leeched arm. Like, I'm just going to hack and slash at his arm. And, yeah. You missed that, by the way. I've told them to run to the Saint, and I'm going to hold you off. Casper.
Stop killing me, it's me.
No, I'm going for your arm.
I will say, like I said, you saw his eyes. He is Casper.
Yeah, but I'm mainly going to be like hacking at the sword and hacking out at the leeches. Like, because this is a dexterous weapon, I'm mainly going to be like trying to like slash those bindings in his arm to like
I mean,
sever the connection.
spear isn't a very well-known hacking weapon.
You know what I mean? Like try and slash. I'm guessing it's like little black tendrils in and out of his forearm.
No, like it's almost like the blade has attached itself, like his hand is gripped around the sword, and it almost looks to be melded with the sword.
Yeah.
And then these tendrils are like creeping up. It's almost like dark veins cropping up, and yeah.
I think that's going to attack. I think I'm going to go for the tendrils on the veins. Just try to like.
Okay. It'll be so it's a targeted attack, so it will be difficult, obviously, to hit, especially with him fighting himself and writhing around.
That's fine. Yeah.
And I will say, obviously, you can't do it non-lethally.
Oh, it's fine. I accept that.
Second one hits. Well, an 18. Stop stabbing me.
Okay.
Yeah. As I'm slashing away at his arm, and I'm standing strong with this flaming sphere alongside Brother Sven, and hopefully, whatever Sir Steve and Damien have been up to, my words have sunk into him now. Then I'll leave that as my turn.
Okay. At the top of the round, Brother Sven will. The Saint? As he runs over. And for those of you who do look over, the body has actually melted. Where it was encased in ice, the bottom of the ice has melted. And there is a figure there. Lying on the ground. As Sven lays down, you hear it cough and splutter. As well as Sven leans in. Send Ethelred, we need you. I know you have just woken, please, help us, our friend is in danger. Here's ain't doing anything.
Just keeping the book safe for the time being.
Okay. Yeah. So Steve. This is the interesting part.
Randall just screamed at you.
Oh yeah, he's not paying attention to you. He's paying attention to something else.
Carnage reigns.
Yeah, it seems like if you want the Saint to go over to Casper, you're gonna have to do that yourself, Randall.
I've been wrestling with this question since Damien's turn. I've been wrestling with this question in my head. Fuck, man. Yeah, okay. He's gonna swing for the head.
Oh dear. I don't think a potus.
And as he does so, at almost the last second, he turns the blade and hits him with the blunt end
Oh, pussy.
to try and knock him out.
Ollie, didn't need your comments there. Okay.
We were all thinking it. I'm sorry.
How low on hit points are you? Oh, okay. I was like, 1? Is that 19?
Nope, 9.
Oh, 9.
I can
Okay,
roll damage, but it's unlikely I roll that low. I
mean,
can.
like that's almost like minimum damage for you, pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah, my minimum is 8 if I roll 1 on both dice.
All right, so I mean, there's not necessarily such thing as fully non-lethal damage, but you have knocked him unconscious. As yeah, you wait for the pain of death, essentially, Tol, which doesn't come. Just a very short, sharp pain on the side of your temple, and then blackness.
I think I'm sort of hearing the sound of the like, because yeah, my eyes are closed. It's like probably hearing the sound of the armor moving as like I can hear someone going in for a hit. Just before he strikes me, I'll just say, "I can't, so you save her," and then knocked out.
Okay. Casper's still wrestling in the corner.
Yeah, well, yeah, depends if this demon's fighting back or if I have to roll against it.
You are essentially wrestling with it in your mind. I will say for one turn at least, because of your roll, which I will say to everyone, he rolled a nat 20 on his check to break out of the cage. So that's the only reason why this is all looking up right now. Without that, I'm sure Randall probably might be dead at this point. So yeah, that was a very clutch roll, extremely clutch roll. So for at least one turn, you are safe in terms of like you've got it. Like you've almost like forced it to swap places. It's in that cage in your mind, but you are essentially having to like hold that cage closed.
As I'm fighting, I'm kind of raging at the same time. I'm being stabbed by Randall. I'm grabbing the spear and grabbing him and just screaming in his face. I am lost. You need to go get the saint, get the vessel, and get out of here. I can feel him in my mind now. Tell Ansriver, his sister. She's in Everspire. There's a man coming. He'll take you there. I did it all to get the saint back. I knew the sword would take me. He's worth more than all of us. But there had to be a sacrifice. And I go back to fighting myself in a rage.
Randall's not leaving you, mate.
Damien, you are unconscious.
I'm throwing you away, Randall. Like, do you want me to make an athletics to throw you?
Are we making athletics to shove him?
Yeah. Oh, it's a rubbish one. I'm too weak fighting myself.
Randall?
Do you want it to be contested, dude?
I mean, yeah, just to see whether he does actually pick you or not. Oh, yeah, he shoves you back. You stumble back about 15 feet. You are now in line with Brother Sven, cradling the body of the saint, who is now blinking his eyes open.
My last few words to you as I'm screaming are, I'm already dead. As I start trying to run out the cave.
Okay.
Do you
Go on.
Does he disengage while he's running by through Steve?
I don't know if I have demonic speed and evasion or what still.
You I would say that at the moment you would not.
Yeah, I recklessly run past then.
I'm not letting him go.
He's already dead.
Actually, no, he'll just let you go. He's not going to stop you.
Casper's leaving a trail of thick red blood behind him. And you notice
I'm not letting him go.
his wounds over his body that aren't healing.
If we will come out of initiative. As Casper, you would actually come outside, out of the cave, and the mountain itself has changed. The fog is somewhat lifted, and there's no whispers. There's no whispers on the wind, probably because most of the whispers are now in your mind. But the way down is almost a clear path. Like, you kind of like look upon it as if, how did we even struggle to get up here? There's a clear, almost like, not fully steps, but like those natural sort of like staircase where it's not quite been worn in, but just a natural formation that almost forms a clear staggered stairway almost to the top of this cave. Rock itself has changed. It's now a dark brown, like most other mountains.
I'm going to rip off my sash of the Keepers of the Solace, leave it at the top. I'm just going to start running.
Randall would have run out the cave after him.
Oh, mate, fuck off. I'm already dead.
I'm not leaving you.
Okay, do you call after him?
I'm chasing after him. And as I'm somewhat fast as well, I will catch up to him.
Okay,
I will.
Casper, you would hear the footsteps behind you. You'd hear him calling towards you.
Casper! Casper!
Randall, you need to go back. There's nothing left for me now. I am already dead. Or this thing takes over again. There's no way around it. I feel the life leaving me.
Oh, I will never leave you, Casper.
Well, you have
You've
to.
been my brother for too long.
And so have you.
I can save you.
There's no.
Latarin can save you.
There's nothing you can do.
I guide Casper to sit down on a boulder next to me.
Fuck it, I knock him out.
Nah, to the end then.
Ben, can I meet he hands him like a sucker punch as he's being emotional?
Yes. Okay.
Bring it on. Yeah, that's fine.
That wasn't like an obvious fight. It's like as you're like begging me to come, I'm just like out of nowhere catching you like in a real cheap shot.
Yeah, well, Randall's gonna have a reaction, and even though he didn't see it coming, a shimmering shield appears and blocks your fist as he uses shield as reaction. And Latarin has just blocked that punch from hitting him.
Oh my god, I'm dying. Just let me go.
Casper. He goes in for a hug.
Randall, I cannot control myself. If you do not go, I will rip your skull from your spine.
You can fight this, Casper. You are stronger than this. Flee if you must, but heal yourself, and I will find you. I'm gonna take out a poultice and put it in his bag. I will find you, Casper. I will not leave you behind. Fight this. Let Lataran's light lead you back to me.
I can only hope for a blessing. Randall, you have to run now. There's no time.
I will pray for you. As I put a small amount of poultice and some rations in his bag, and I pick up his sash. Goodbye, Casper.
Goodbye, Randall. As I start storming down the hill, like you can see, like my joints aren't working how they used to. Like my knees kind of buckled and shoulders kind of like dropped on one side.
Well, I also wanted to put the Lataran's pendant around you as well. If you didn't already have one.
I got one. I got my own one. I think it's covered in blood and a bit of entrail.
Almost, that pendant is actually somewhat burned into your flesh, almost melded with your flesh from where it was burning the demon.
Oh, well, I'm off for a little walk down the mountain.
I'm just standing there watching you disappear into the distance, holding your sash to my chest.
Took all the money with me.
Bastard.
Randall, as you return to the cave, you would come in as you see the figure that Brother Sven was cradling, and Sir Steve, you as this figure was kind of like slowly gaining its breath, and suddenly Alar opens his eyes, sits up, looks around. Where the fuck is that demon sword? As he looks somewhat shocked and a bit scared. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Was that
With
fun?
one party member running away,
Dying.
another party member unconscious on the floor.
The best part was, if I was still the demon, I weren't going to tell him where his sister was.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
I was just going to laugh. And then probably kill him. Oh, that's fun.
I will find you, Casper.
I don't think he will. He's going off to die.
Yeah, I've got... Me and here seem
I
to
mean,
track you
potentially-
Hey
down.
man, damn, stop trying to force yourself on someone else. Just
No means no.
I mean, you don't know what's going to happen
Man.
next session.
That's fine.
Yeah. Tough. Should we do a 5-minute silence for Tommy?
Bloody hell, I genuinely feel so sorry for Feed right now.
Look,
yeah.
Well, the name of a...
I feel like everyone except for Randall had a bit of a moral dilemma in this session.
I wonder how it would have gone if I could keep my book and actually summon my demons.
Why do you think the first thing I thought of was get rid of the book?
Because
I had them ready.
my plan going into it was, Damien's a hell of a lethal thing, so I've got to neutralise him. But Stephen's pretty lethal as well. So if I turn one against the other... and the only way I can do that is by bringing Tommy into it. It doesn't help that the Casper is a very intelligent... Jesus, look at them demons. Yeah, it doesn't help that Casper's very intelligent. On that note, goodbye everyone. I think this might be the last we see Casper.
Who knows?
Until next time.
Bye.